Charlie Kirk engages in a pleasant and civil discussion with a college student who disagrees with him, and it's going really great and dandy until something bad happens. I won't spoil what that is, guys, but trust me, it is worth the watch. So we're gonna get right into it. But first, everybody, please make sure you like our video, share it around, and yes, subscribe to the Resist the Mainstream YouTube channel. That way we can keep bringing you guys these great clips. And for those of you who did subscribe and are now back, we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. As always, I'm your host, Darian. Let's get into the video.
For being here, by the way. That's not why. I mean, I say it to everybody. I say it.
I don't believe it happened. So I'm neutral to it. It's kind of refreshing to be somewhere where it's an argument or something heated. I'm really not. Not involved.
Playing victim.
To be honest, I don't think that at 6 years old, 3 years old, I don't think that's any place for anybody's, how you say it, platform to give you a message on children. I read about the kid that wanted to go to the girls' bathroom. He was in 3rd grade. Identifying what is a 3rd grader doing trying to pick which bathroom he's going to? When I was a 3rd grader, it was hard to keep our asses in line.
That's the point, is that children deal in confusion. They need order.
This is what I wanted to challenge you.
Yeah.
You don't mind if I ask, what's your faith?
You could say anything. I'm an evangelical Christian.
Evangelical Christian?
Yeah.
What point did you start?
I was saved when I was 14 years old.
14 years old?
Yeah.
Have you never been to church before then?
No, I went to church, but those of us in the evangelical tradition believe there's a moment where you are reborn and you dedicate your life to Jesus Christ. No, I know. I'm just saying for everyone else.
I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to see where your head is at.
Sure.
So, how do you feel about introducing children that age to religion and spirituality?
I think it's imperative for a couple reasons. So I think a Judeo-Christian construct at a young age generally has a child be taught morals and values that are not being taught in our increasingly secular society.
You don't think that could be done with
They could be, but I think it's done better in a church.
How would you do that?
Based on my analysis of the Judeo-Christian tradition versus countries that become more secularized.
Oh, versus country rather.
Right. So let me give you an example. Like countries such as.
So I'm sorry, I didn't want you to go in the wrong direction. I'm talking about specifically this country because I think we can all agree, we all Americans here.
Yeah. So
even though I acknowledge the issues of other countries, I'm more concerned with this.
So let me give you an interesting example that's Oregon specific.
Yeah.
Okay. So Oregon has the #1 homeless population in the country per capita. Also the least likely to donate to charity to help homeless. It also has the most unchurched population in America. So I would draw a direct correlation by as people gravitate away from church, that people are less likely to help the poor. Now that's not to say that there's not wonderfully dedicated poor, people that want to help the poor that are atheists and secularists. I'm making a more broad.
What about Islam?
Much like the Oregon example, it's also true that, on average, conservatives donate to charity more than leftists or liberals do. What's more, as I'm sure you all know, people who identify as conservative or Republican politically are far more likely to consider themselves Christian and practice Christianity versus people who identify themselves as liberal or leftist. Shocker, isn't it? Yeah, not really.
What about Islam?
What about it? Because I'm not Islam, but I was saying.
One of the pillars of the Islamic faith is to help the poor. It's one of the pillars.
That's good.
No, it is. But
my point is you're very specific when you want things that that should be taught to a child.
Well,
I'm wondering why you would want a child to not be confused by gender, but you want them to be specific.
Well, because that's a great question. So, why teach the child the Judeo-Christian roots? Well, because. No, not necessarily, because it's a good thing for children to be taught not to lie, steal, cheat, honor their parents, go to work. No, but it's best taught from the Torah, extending to the Christian tradition. It's based in the 10 Commandments.
It's hard to say because I used to be in a evangelical Christian myself.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm not saying the church does a perfect job. I'm saying the church does the best job. And I have plenty of evidence to support that, and you guys can disagree. And I'm not trying to bash secularists. I'm not saying you can't teach morality outside of that, but the stem of Western morality comes from the Judeo-Christian tradition.
I just wanted to say something because I identified what you said. You said secularists, and that's so I'm in an anthropology class, and I'm learning about one of the things I learned about in African anthropology was our perspectives, how we see things, what lens do we view things. So in your case, you're viewing it through the lens of a Judeo-Christian, heterosexual male, which I understand because I was a Baptist, heterosexual, black male. I gotta add that black on to it. But it becomes a problem when you start to talk about law and how we should do things.
I never said any law.
Who is we?
But
What's secular?
Well,
because to me,
secular.
Judeo-Christian.
Like Charlie said, he wasn't talking about law, but that aside, why does it become a problem when you talk about morality and then law? Is that not how we base a society and its functions? Think about it. The tenets of the Bible have inspired modern British common law, which is what led to the creation of American laws and the US Constitution and whatnot, eventually. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. We have laws that very clearly ban both practices. Those laws are guided by morality. I don't think it's a problem to have that. In fact, I think it's mandatory in order to have a just or decent society, frankly.
it has a very specific definition.
I know what it means, but I'm saying, what is secular to you?
Outside of organized religion would be secular. So
that's what I'm saying. So
I mean, like a Buddhist is not secular. Someone who's Muslim is not secular. Those would be part of unified
that's
religion.
what I'm saying. So those are not secular. Those are uniform religion.
That's
what makes
correct.
Judeo-Christian better than Buddhism?
Well,
Why?
great question. So what makes the Judeo-Christian tradition better than Islam, for example?
Any of them.
Okay, so Islam has multiple examples that condone killing of others. The Christian tradition has not.
It doesn't?
No, Jesus denounced every form of violence against someone that disagrees.
But God did. Yahweh said to kill every man, woman, and child in the areas known as the Levant. When they went into the land flowing with milk and honey.
Are you talking about in the Old Covenant or the New
You're
Covenant?
talking about Ruth. When she was,
Torah,
she
not the
was
Bible.
So again, so the reason in the Christian, so the reason we have the Christian covenant is that Jesus created a new covenant.
Focus on the New Testament.
That's because I'm a Christian, correct. Yeah, I don't focus on it. You appreciate the Torah and you follow the New Testament. You follow the whole Bible, but there's a reason why Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John,
But
Acts exist.
you accept that was wrong, but you don't condemn your forefathers, your ancestors that did the wrong, right?
Well, when did I not condemn that?
I'm asking. I didn't put it in your mouth.
Oh yeah, you did. You said I did.
No, I said I asked.
Right. So
What's
why?
your
So why? So let me give you a quick example of why Christianity is a different religion. Every other religion requires you to get closer to God. Christianity is the only religion where God actually came closer to us. Where you believe that there was a gift from God that came here to teach us how to live and actually died for your sins. And no other religion has that. You juxtapose the life of Muhammad versus the life of Jesus Christ, two totally different.
Yeah, and if you look into the life of Muhammad, it was not nearly as moral of a life as Jesus. It's not popular to say, but let's just say he married some very young woman. And I won't elaborate beyond that, but I recommend you look into it. Jesus Christ did nothing like that. And there's no disputing it.
Muhammad, hold on a second. Jesus Christ has 0 documented sins, died a passive
He
death.
was from the line of David. You know what David did?
Well, David
He
was a
sent
Jew.
dude out on a line to get
David
killed so
wasn't
he could have
Jesus.
his wife.
Yeah, and David was not.
That's his
Yeah,
grandfather,
David was
right?
not divine. Jesus was. There's a difference.
It was part of the divine line, right?
No doubt, but no one was perfect until Jesus came down to earth. That's what we Christians believe. You see the difference? That's what makes Christianity different. Theologically, Christianity has a completely different doctrine than any other world religion that's ever existed.
Uh-oh.
And now I'm
What
not.
does your hat say?
ICE,
What does that stand for?
Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. Hey, don't touch
What
it.
are you doing?
Gotta let her have her emotions, man. Just listen.
Have a nice day.
Listen, I'm not saying that she was right.
Let's have a conversation.
She was wrong for that. But you gotta show yourself.
Sorry,
that
Charlie.
If you really love her, you let her go.
No, 100%, guys. I'm not gonna press.
You did good.
Thank you. See, I'm not gonna.
I'd have been pissed. I might have wanted to elbow her.
No, that's not.
Give it women back.
Hey, put it on mine. That's not what it's about, guys. We have to have respect for each other and love. Right?
Wow, that sure was something. The tolerant left, guys. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, I'm sorry. I know that's such a cheesy and overused line. But hey, it's true. It's true. They preach all this stuff about tolerance, and they really are the most hateful, mean-spirited, and least tolerant people you'll ever meet. It really is some kind of paradox. I don't know. But oh well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We really hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to comment below. Let us know what you liked, what you want to see next, and subscribe to our channel, please. Also, you can find us on X at Resist the Mainstream. Oh wow, pretty easy, huh? Same name. Thank you guys again, and God bless.